welcome to our bonus episode. We're doing something a bit different today. So we're in York and we're trying to bring country and city together, in a bit of an unusual way.
So we're here for York Fashion Week with Femme Country Magazine, and their theme for the fashion show is City to Country Muse. Very exciting.
Yeah, I think fashion can be just another way, I guess, to bring together agriculture and you know, people who aren't from an agricultural background as well.
So we've got lots on today. We're going to be chatting to the models, we're going to be talking about how farming and sustainability can work hand in hand, and we may have a little boots and heels challenge, so perhaps you might see us on the catwalk.
Yeah, something a bit different.
So yeah, tune in, and always don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks guys.
I mean, I'd say I'd always had kind of a love for fashion. I always knew I was going to end up in it. I just wasn't quite sure how. And then when I went to university, I was at York St John, and it was one afternoon I found a York Fashion Week brochure on the bench at work, and I was like, oh, this sounds like a bit of me, and I had a little look through it, and I just fell in love with the idea of it. And I think it's very rare that we get fashion up north, so to see that not just having fashion, but we had a fashion week in York, I was blown away, and it was a really great find. And I ended up joining soon after that, and that was about 3 years ago now. So obviously we've had to have the last 2 years off, but as soon as we thought, yeah, it's safe and obviously people are interested, which they were for the whole 2 years, yes, we launched the new dates. I think it was in January this year, and we are now in April and Fashion Week is here. So I'm really proud that we managed to get to this point after the last 2 years that we've had. So normally it would take a year to plan a York Fashion Week. We release the dates a year in advance. You know, people get in touch, whether it's brands, designers, creatives, organisers, and it takes a year. So this year, everybody has pulled it off in about 3 to 4 months, including obviously Bronte Mitchell herself, which we are, you know, so proud of. It's quite an achievement, but I think we couldn't have done it, and I'm sure Bronte would say the same as well. We couldn't have done it without the team around us. So, you know, the people that we've collaborated with, you know, all of the creatives, the makeup artists, the designers, the photographers, videographers. It's thanks to that team that we've made it happen. And I think we'll forever be grateful for all of them for getting involved and for also trusting us. There's quite a few times when we said, you know, we're going to pull this off in 3 months, and people thought we were crazy. But I mean, we're sat here today and we made it work. I think York is the perfect place to have a Country to City Muse event as a whole. If you were to walk the streets of York, you would see everything from high fashion to, you know, the casual fashion, the street style, but then you also do get kind of the agriculture, and you get the countryside living, you get the countryside lifestyle, and it seeps into the city. And I think you don't get that. If you went to Manchester, you would never see somebody in their wellies. If you come to York and see someone in their wellies on the high street, you think, yeah, it's York. And I think that's a very interesting niche that we have, and I think there aren't many other UK cities that has such a beautiful blend. And I know with York Fashion Week in the past, we may have featured the odd kind of country brand, but we've never had a specific country event, and especially an event that combines the country and city lifestyles together. So what Bronte's done is excellent on behalf of Femme Magazine. So we're really excited that she's putting on this event with us, and we think it's going to be an absolute success. I think fashion in the past, you had to stick to one group. You were either, you know, preppy, or you were sporty. Whereas now that means nothing. I mean, look at one of the biggest trends, it's sports looks. So it's that mixture of sports fashion, you know, athletic wear, mixing it with high-end couture. And that's, you know, that's a trend that we're seeing everywhere. And I think this can follow in the exact same pattern, having the country and city fashion merging as well. And I think that's shown that country fashion is luxury as well. You know, the country fashion that we see on the high street, and especially in York, it's all quality fabrics, it's quality manufacturing, quality brands, you know, made in Britain quite often as well, which we love to see. So I think we can certainly have that kind of mixture of city fashion and country fashion. And I think York nails it, if I do say so myself. So at York Fashion Week this year, we didn't want to have a sustainable show or a ethical show, because these days brands don't get kind of a round of applause for being ethical. It's something that should just be, you know, on the baseline. It should be done, and you don't get a round of applause if you are sustainable, because it's like as you should be. So we wanted to try and resonate that through York Fashion Week as well. So all of the brands that are involved have either some kind of sustainable points to them or some ethical points to them. Of course, you know, no brand can be 100% either, especially when we are working with, you know, especially a few independent brands that are kind of on their way up. It's a lot to ask of people. So a lot of our brands 100% do kind of resonate the ethics that we're looking for. And I know all the brands that Bronte chose and specifically also do have sustainable and ethical morals to them as well. And she was really understanding. I remember we had this conversation when we explained the direction that York Fashion Week is moving in, to follow that tidal wave that the fashion industry as a whole is following. And she said, yeah, I get it, I'm totally on board. So she made sure that all her brands are also following ethical and sustainable guidelines, which is excellent.
I got involved with the Fashion Week through Bronte. I don't know her personally, but we've talked a bit on Instagram and I was going to do some of her shoots before. So yes, she contacted me through email and straight away I was like, yes please, I'd love to do it. I know the fashion show today is about country, city to muse, and it fits in with me because I actually work in the City of London, but I live in a little village in a cottage, so I do have my, my DeBarry boots, but then I do have my Fairfax and Favour boots, which I also wear into the city. So yeah, it fits with my day-to-day wear perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite bizarre really, because obviously this morning I was crop walking, and then now I've just had my makeup and hair done, and obviously this evening I'll be on the catwalk. So it's yeah, when I speak to my colleagues about it, it's quite a bizarre thing to talk about, but I absolutely love it. And I think the main thing for me is it's just a bit of variety and just doing something different. I look forward to doing this. Obviously at the moment it's spring, so it's a really busy time as well for agriculture. And I think, yeah, it just escaping it as well. With Instagram there's pressures with it, but for me it's actually an escape from my job. And I really look forward to it, and meeting lovely people as well along the way is just a huge benefit. When I was just having my hair and makeup done, I was talking about my job. They didn't know what an agronomist was, what a farm trader was, which is fair enough because most people don't. And most people like me, I have to explain what my job is. But I think that's so important. Obviously, agriculture is such an important industry, and I'm so proud to be working in agriculture. And just to get more people involved would be amazing. I went to Harper Adams University, so I studied there for 4 years, and I've always wanted to be an agronomist for as long as I can remember. I love being outdoors, and I also love, learning new things, and every day I'm learning something new. And yeah, just to be with farmers, yeah, it's just a great industry to be in, and I just would love more people to be involved with it. With this, this event in particular, all these brands that are here today, they're all sustainable, they're all British made, and that's why I also love doing my Instagram, to try and promote these brands and to promote sustainable fashion, because that is really the future, and that's how people need to start thinking.
So hi, my name's Sarah Thomas, and I am CEO and founder of Clock Face Beauty. So this is not what I do for a living at all. I'm also a mum of 2 little boys. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old as well. So no, this is the first time for me. I live in the country, and so there's very much like that side for me. And then working, it tends to be in the city or in London. So it's a real mix. It doesn't have to be exclusive one or the other. There is definitely a happy medium to have. And I also don't think you have to have a specific style. You can have both, and you can mix it up and mix and match. So I think things like today, they are super important because actually they do showcase that in a really kind of accessible way.
So I used to be a full-time model, but right now I'm running my own businesses and also helping my family to run their business. I still do modeling, but not as often as before. So I'm very excited to get back on the runway and to be involved in this country fashion show. I'm very much after advocating for equality across sex and race, and have been really putting in the efforts and my voice out there to promote this message on pageant work, and also through my platform, and also different community work. And hopefully in the future I can bring it to the equestrian industry as well. So I really love the countryside, and that's why I'm involved here. I think I like the relaxing environment and also the lifestyle more. And to be honest with you, I really want to maybe work in farming, or even, get more involved with horses in the future. I think Instagram is very good and it brings people together. There's definitely a positive side to that. However, I do see people being more into themselves rather than talking to people in real life when they are so much on social media. So I think it's about striking a balance, and everything is good, but in moderation.
think it's really important, you know, that the countryside brands get the representation and sort of the recognition that they deserve in urban lifestyle, if you like, because growing up, all my friends wanted to wear Hollister, you know, those kind of brands, whereas me and my sisters all really wanted to be in Holland & Cooper and you know, Fairfax and Favour. And so now to see them sort of slowly bridging and, you know, coming into, you know, it's becoming more of a blend. It's really nice to see that, and they're getting the recognition that they deserve.
So my name's Izzy, I'm a Harper Adams graduate and I started at High Hill about 4 months ago. So I run marketing for them, so I do all their social media and yeah, just all sorts of marketing, like events-based things. I think it's just a really unique and amazing brand, and I know a lot of people say that and they're definitely like buzzwords, but they are really interesting and they've been going for like 30 years. They're this massive brand that no one ever seems to have heard of because it is so niche, but like it's, yeah, really lovely, great team, and the jewellery is rather lovely. I think when it comes to like country and city, there's an absolute divide that just needs to be smashed, obliterated, whatever you want to say. And I think this kind of thing does really help, and it really gives airtime to brands that are working really hard and are possibly not as well known or well appreciated as they could be, purely because they're seen as like a countryside brand.
So Bronte's just got us ready in our outfits for our challenge coming up. We've switched it up a bit today.
Just a little bit.
So I've got Fairfax and Favour heels on, which is unusual, a Holland Cooper trench coat and a Hickson Brown hat.
And I have boots for a change, so Fairfax and Favour. I have got a Modern Fox poncho and I have a Holland Cooper hat.
Yeah, so catwalk ready, I think.
I think so. So should we give this a go and let us know who you think did it better?
Yeah.
Am I going to get up the point or you?
We'll see.
Good luck.
So Bronte, thank you so much for having us here. York Fashion Week, and we're here with Femme Country Magazine.
Yep.
So just tell us a bit about the magazine and how you're involved in the fashion show as well.
Yeah, so the magazine is essentially a country lifestyle and fashion magazine. And we basically are a publication in its entirety, but we run on a huge different scale, different platforms, you know, social media, and we've tried to venture a bit more online. But I think events like this, especially after the pandemic, are just needed. Like, everyone needs to get dressed up, everyone needs to go out, and we just essentially wanted to collaborate with York Fashion Week in the same week and yeah, put on this amazing show.
So just talk to us about a few of the brands that you've got here and why it was important to pick the brands that you have.
Yeah, so it's important that we created the country to city sort of versatility which the brands had, because as much as we see them in the country landscapes, it's important that people who wear them in the city can also be interested in the brands. So we've got the likes of Fairfax and Favour, Morden Fox, Hi-Ho Silver, which are the jewellery sponsor. We've also got Parnaby's, which are a stockist in Malton. We've also got Toggy Clothing, again, a widely equestrian-based brand, but they do so much more. The list really does go on with who we've got, and it's just so amazing that we can invite all of these brands up to Yorkshire and
showcase them in a live event.
And you've just set us a little challenge of
have.
team boots versus team heels. So you've dressed us in the opposite today.
Yeah, so naturally, Lizzie, you're quite, you know, heels, and if there's a boot, it has a heel involved.
It does.
So we've kind of like stripped that back. We've put you in flat Reginas from Fairfax. We've put you in the Morden Fox. Finch, which is gorgeous, again more of a tweedy look, but we've kind of matched your hats a bit, which is nice. And then Becca, we've literally again put you in a platform, put you in a gorgeous long wrap coat, and you both look exquisite. I think you both look incredible.
Maybe we can swap.
Yeah,
maybe.
It was honestly like you were meant to both be in those outfits, even though you naturally don't
gravitate
the
to
other one.
the
Yeah,
other.
but that's what the show's all about, and I think that's what's so important, is to put people in something that they can easily exchange in their wardrobe and use two different sides of their wardrobe.
And I guess that's kind of a really good hint to sustainability in that these clothes are versatile. It's not fast fashion. You're not wearing it once and throwing it away. These are pieces you would have for life, really.
Yeah, and we've got Sprawling and Osborne, another sponsor in the show, who literally live and breathe by that, and their ethos is so built upon sustainability and being ethical and making sure that these aren't just clothes that can be, you know, thrown away, they can be used again.
Yeah. So I guess the big question
how did we do?
So I think both of you looked absolutely amazing. I think both of you in the styles just incredible. I actually think Lizzie wins, just because I've never seen you in an outfit like that.
Thank you.
Whereas I feel like Becca, I can kind of see you in that.
Kind of. I did come with my tweed jacket today, didn't I, myself?
So, but Lizzie, we've kind of just taken a new thing for you, and I think you look brilliant.
Thank you. So am I going to be on tonight?
Yeah, we did say, they literally did a walk, and I was like, why are these girls not a part of the fashion show? Like, we need to be a part of
here
it.
Tonight, as I said, grab me and
I'll just pull you up from the audience if we're missing a girl.
Fine by me. Well, thank you so much, Bronte.
Not a problem.
Can't wait for the show tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing.